Now with breaking news. This is News Channel 5 this morning.
Good morning again, everybody. Welcome to the Plus. A woman has flipped her car. She did that around a couple of hours ago, like around 2 o'clock this morning. She was ejected into the woods and was taken to the hospital in critical condition. And Cuthbert Langley live at the scene for us this morning. So how is the driver doing this morning, Cuthbert?
Good morning, Amy. We just wrapped up a press conference with Metro Police. They tell us this 21-year-old is still in critical condition this morning at Vanderbilt. The trucker has just arrived here on scene to remove the car from this road. Let me show you right now. The Fatal team has been out here investigating this accident now for nearly an hour and a half or so. What they tell us right now is that they still don't know exactly what caused this crash. They say this woman was driving down Hamilton Church Road, for some reason lost control of the car, and get this, the car flipped for nearly 200 yards, hitting a ditch, a drainage culvert, and then finally coming to rest at the gas line you see right there. That created a scare for emergency responders out here this morning, but they tell us that line is secured. There's no leak going on, but the woman was ejected from the car over in this wooded area as we pan over here, some 50 or so yards away from the car. They tell us she was not wearing a seatbelt, but again, right now she is in critical condition at Vanderbilt Medical Center. Now, this road, Hamilton Church Road, has been closed now for a few hours, but police tell me they are expecting it to be reopened by 8:30. As soon as they get this car here away from the scene, that's when they plan to reopen it. But as you're heading out the door right now, definitely avoid Hamilton Church Road. It's closed all the way back to Mount View Road right here on Murfreesboro Pike in Antioch. Of course, we'll be continuing to update this story throughout the day, both on air at News Channel 5 and at newschannel5.com. But for right now, we're live here in Antioch this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
Yeah, Cuthbert, thanks. Hopefully she can pull through. Making headlines this morning, defense attorneys will be asking for a judge to dismiss the charges against two suspects in the Holly Bobo murder case. The TBI announced that they completed analysis on more than 400 pieces of evidence. The defense says agents have yet to get any of the new analysis, so they're unable to prepare for trial.
The Vanderbilt rape trial verdict has been read, but the hits keep coming. Defense attorneys want the guilty verdicts tossed out because they claim one of the jurors was the victim of rape about 20 years ago, and that information was never given during the jury selection known as voir dire, even though defense attorneys say they did ask about it. The District Attorney General, Glenn Funk, is confident the verdicts will stand.
2 hand grenades were found in a box full of clothes donated to the Murfreesboro Goodwill. Staffers immediately called police. Experts confirmed they were harmless training grenades. Officials believe they were just sent to Goodwill on accident. And a swingers club is a step farther away from getting its hands on a new location. Good Pasture Christian School was not happy to hear the venue. The social club was moving in next door. The social club was looking to move into a vacant office on Lentz Drive in Madison, about half a mile from the school. 4 council members proposed a bill that would block private clubs from properties zoned for office use. If approved, it would keep the club from moving into Lentz Drive. The first of 3 readings is scheduled for Tuesday. And a man is behind bars this morning after stealing used lottery tickets from a gas station. Chris Thompson was arrested yesterday at a home on Harrison Street. He's accused of robbing the BP Express Market Monday on Nolensville Pike. Police say he took several used winning lottery tickets that were on display, but of course, because the tickets had already been cashed, they were worthless. Authorities were able to nab him thanks to information from the clerk and from a tip from one of Thompson's relatives.
You know, we've had tax-free holidays now for school supplies and school uniforms for several years. How about Tennessee having a tax-free weekend so you can buy guns? Senator Frank Nicely filed a bill that would create a Second Amendment tax-free holiday. Shoppers would not pay sales taxes on guns, ammunition, or hunting supplies the first weekend in September. Nicely says it's a way for sportsmen to save money and drum up business for the gun stores. Ever heard of it before? Well, in Mississippi and Louisiana they have. They've had similar weekends, and it's done very well in those 2 states.
It supposedly has increased sales up to 600%, and that's a substantial amount when it comes to retail in any industry, much less the firearm industry.
There still is not an estimate on how much money the state would lose in sales tax revenue, however, if indeed that weekend goes through. Well, you might think the low gas prices are saving Metro government big money with all the cars and vehicles that a city has to have. But a News Channel 5 investigation found, that's not the case. A bank is benefiting from the low gas prices, not the taxpayers. Why? Last year, Metro officials signed a deal that locked Metro into paying $2.68 a gallon for the next 2 years. Seemed like a good deal at the time because gas prices were higher. Now, last month, that contract cost taxpayers more than $500,000 because the average cost of gas was $1.90 a gallon for everybody else. So why is it still happening? Well, some council members tell us that Metro does not have the expertise to negotiate these types of contracts. To see the full investigation, go to our website, newschannel5.com.